Luna skipped ahead, her boots crunching on fallen leaves. Sunlight dappled through the trees, painting dancing patterns on the forest floor. Finn struggled to keep up, his backpack heavy with supplies. "Are you sure this is the right way?" Finn asked, wiping his brow. Luna stopped beside a gnarled oak, its branches twisted like the limbs of a giant spider. The map said, "To look for a whispering oak," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement, "and this one seems to be mumbling to itself." A low hum emanated from the tree, vibrating with unseen energy. As Luna reached out to touch the rough bark, the hum intensified. The air shimmered, revealing a hidden path behind the ancient oak. It beckoned them deeper into the forest. Finn caught his breath. He'd never seen magic so potent. He'd always preferred logic and reason to Luna's impulsiveness. But something about this path, this hidden kingdom, called to him too. He squared his shoulders and stepped forward, ready for an adventure. The path led them deeper and deeper into the woods. The sunlight faded, replaced by an eerie twilight. The trees grew denser, their branches intertwining overhead like grasping claws. The humming of the oak grew louder, morphing into whispers that seemed to come from the trees themselves. "Do you hear that?" Finn whispered, chills running down his spine. Luna nodded, her eyes wide with wonder. "The forest is speaking to us," she whispered back. "It's telling us its secrets." They rounded a bend in the path and came to a halt. Before them stood a towering wall of thorns, its barbs gleaming wickedly in the fading light. In front of the thorny barrier stood a small, wizened figure, cloaked in moss and leaves, his face hidden in shadow. "Halt, travelers!" the figure croaked, his voice like the rustling of dry leaves. "This is the border of the lost kingdom of Athera. Only those who solve my riddle may pass." Luna stepped forward, her chin held high. "We accept your challenge, gatekeeper," she said. "Ask your riddle." The gatekeeper chuckled, a dry, crackling sound. "Very well," he rasped. "I am always hungry, yet I never eat. I have no mouth, yet I drink the rain. I have no voice, yet I whisper on the wind. What am I?" Finn frowned, racking his brain for the answer. But Luna, ever quick-witted, already knew the solution. "A tree," Luna declared confidently. The gatekeeper smiled, a glimmer of amusement in his shadowed eyes. "Well answered, child," he rasped. "You may pass." With a wave of his hand, the thorny barrier parted, revealing a cobblestone path leading into a city unlike any Finn had ever seen. Towers of shimmering crystal rose from the heart of the city, catching the last rays of sunlight and scattering them in a kaleidoscope of colours. But an unnatural silence hung over the city. The streets were deserted, the buildings seemingly untouched by time. "Where is everyone?" Finn whispered, his voice echoing in the stillness. As they ventured deeper into the city, they began to notice figures slumped in doorways, lying on benches, frozen in mid-stride. A baker, his hand outstretched towards a loaf of bread. A child, her wooden toy abandoned at her side. All of them were fast asleep, their faces peaceful, yet strangely vacant. "They're not dead," Luna whispered, her voice trembling slightly. "They're dreaming." A cold wind swept through the streets, carrying with it the faintest hint of laughter. It was a chilling, mirthless sound that sent shivers down Finn's spine. He knew then that something was terribly wrong in the lost kingdom of Athera. They found an old woman sitting by a dry fountain, clutching a faded tapestry in her wrinkled hands. Unlike the others, she wasn't asleep, but her eyes were unfocused, her gaze fixed on some distant horizon only she could see. "Excuse me," Luna approached cautiously, her voice soft. "Can you tell us what happened here? Why is everyone asleep?" The old woman startled, her eyes slowly focusing on Luna. "The dreams," she croaked, her voice raspy with disuse. "He stole them all." "Who stole them?" Finn pressed, his hand resting protectively on his pack. He sensed danger lurking beneath the city's placid facade. "The dream thief," the woman whispered, her gaze drifting back to the tapestry. "He came in the night, a sorcerer of immense power. He coveted the joy and imagination of Athera. He trapped our dreams within his enchanted castle, leaving us with nothing but emptiness." She pointed a gnarled finger towards the tallest crystal tower in the distance. Its peak was shrouded in swirling, iridescent mist. Even from this distance, Finn could sense the tower pulsed with raw magic. He dwells there, the woman rasped, feeding on our stolen dreams. He grows more powerful with each passing night. Luna's eyes hardened with determination. She would face this dream thief. She would free the people of Aethera from their enchanted slumber. Section 5. Whispers in the Wind. The wind picked up as they made their way towards the Crystal Tower. It whipped through the silent streets, carrying with it snippets of dreams, a lullaby sung in a mother's gentle voice, the triumphant shout of a warrior claiming victory, the carefree laughter of children playing. Each whisper was a painful reminder of what the dream thief had stolen. "We have to be careful," Finn warned, his hand hovering near the hilt of the wooden sword strapped to his hip. He wasn't sure how useful a simple blade would be against a powerful sorcerer, but he wouldn't let Luna face this danger alone. "I know," Luna said, her brow furrowed in concentration. She held her hand out, feeling the wind dance between her fingers. "The dreams, they're trying to guide us." Following the whispers, they navigated through the labyrinthine streets. They passed gardens frozen in perpetual bloom, their vibrant colours a stark contrast to the city's oppressive silence. They crossed bridges spanning shimmering canals, their surfaces reflecting the swirling, dream-filled sky above. As they drew closer to the tower, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They pulled Luna and Finn towards the tower, urging them forward on their quest. With each step, Finn could feel the magic of the dream thief pressing down on him, trying to smother his thoughts, his very will. But he wouldn't let it. He would stand beside Luna and fight for the soul of Aethera. Section 6. The Sorcerer's Lair. The Crystal Tower loomed before them, its surface shimmering with trapped dreams. The iridescent mist swirling around its peak pulsed with an otherworldly light, beckoning them closer. As they stepped across the threshold, the air thickened, heavy with magic. The whispers of stolen dreams intensified, swirling around them like a vortex. The interior of the tower was a chaotic masterpiece. Walls of shimmering crystal reflected distorted images of themselves, creating the illusion of infinite space. Staircases spiraled upwards, seemingly leading nowhere. And everywhere Finn could feel the oppressive weight of the dream thief's magic. "This way," Luna said, her voice barely above a whisper. She seemed drawn by an unseen force, her eyes fixed on a point somewhere in the tower's depths. Finn followed close behind, his hand gripping his sword hilt, his heart pounding in his chest. They finally reached a massive door crafted from obsidian. It pulsed with a dark energy that sent shivers down Finn's spine. As Luna reached out to touch it, the door swung inward silently, revealing a chamber that seemed to absorb the very light itself. And there, at the heart of the darkness, stood the dream thief. Section 7. A Battle of Wills. The dream thief was tall and gaunt, his robes as black as the shadows that clung to him. His eyes burned with an unnatural light, reflecting the stolen dreams swirling around him like a storm. He smiled, a cruel, mocking expression that sent chills down Finn's spine. "Welcome, children," the dream thief rasped, his voice a dry, rustling sound. "I've been expecting you. Release the dreams," Luna demanded, her voice trembling slightly despite her brave facade. "Return them to the people of Aethera." The dream thief chuckled, a chilling sound that echoed through the chamber. "Foolish child," he sneered, "these dreams are mine now. Their power fuels me, their beauty sustains me. I will never relinquish them." He raised his hand, and the dreams swirled around him faster, forming a vortex of colours and sounds. Finn felt himself being pulled towards the maelstrom, his own dreams threatening to break free and join the swirling chaos. He saw Luna struggling too, her face pale with exertion. "Luna!" Finn gasped, fighting to keep his voice steady. "Don't let him take your dreams." Luna closed her eyes, her expression a mixture of pain and determination. Finn knew she was fighting a battle within herself, a battle against the seductive allure of the dream thief's power. Section 8. A Choice to Make. The dream thief focused his gaze on Luna. He sensed her unique power, the raw potential that slumbered within her. "Join me, child," he crooned, his voice dripping with false promises. "Together we can rule these dreams, shape them to our will. Imagine the possibilities." He thrust his hand towards Luna, and images flashed through her mind. She saw herself wielding the dream thief's power, bending the very fabric of imagination to her whims. She saw herself ruling Aethera, not as a liberator, but as a queen. The temptation was intoxicating, but deep down Luna knew it was wrong. Power gained through theft and manipulation could never bring true happiness. She thought of the sleeping faces of Aethera's citizens, of the stolen laughter of children, of the silenced songs of love and joy. Luna made her choice. With a surge of willpower, Luna tore her gaze away from the dream thief. "I will never join you," she declared, her voice ringing with newfound strength. "These dreams don't belong to you, they belong to the people of Aethera." She focused her energy not on controlling the dreams, but on freeing them. She reached out with her mind not to dominate but to heal, and as she did, the swirling vortex of dreams began to unravel. Section 9. Dawn breaks over Aethera. The dream thief roared in anger and frustration as his hold over the stolen dreams weakened. The swirling vortex of colours and sounds dissipated, the stolen dreams spiralling back towards the heart of the city. Light flooded back into the chamber, banishing the shadows that had clung to the dream thief. With a final agonized scream, the dream thief vanished, his power dissipating like smoke on the wind. The obsidian door crumbled into dust, and the walls of the crystal tower began to dissolve, revealing the first rays of dawn breaking over Aethera. As the first rays of sunlight touched the sleeping city, the citizens of Aethera began to stir. The baker stretched, reaching for his bread. The child giggled, picking up her forgotten toy. Life and laughter returned to the streets, replacing the oppressive silence that had gripped the city for so long. Luna collapsed, exhausted but exhilarated. She had faced the dream thief and won, but more importantly, she had resisted the lure of his power, choosing compassion and freedom over control and domination. Section 10. New adventures await. Finn rushed to Luna's side, helping her to her feet. He looked at her with newfound admiration. She was reckless, impulsive, and sometimes downright frustrating, but she was also brave, compassionate, and always true to herself. "You did it, Luna," Finn said, a smile spreading across his face. "You saved Aethera." Luna smiled back, her eyes sparkling with unshed tears. "We saved Aethera," she corrected, placing her hand on his arm. "We faced the dream thief together." They stood for a moment, watching as the citizens of Aethera celebrated their newfound freedom. The sun climbed higher in the sky, painting the crystal towers in hues of gold and crimson. The air buzzed with the joyous melody of life renewed. It was time for them to go. Their adventure in Aethera had come to an end, but Luna knew that their journey was far from over. The world was vast and full of wonders, both magical and mundane, and she, along with her ever-reliable companion Finn, would be there to face them all, one adventure at a time.